it's me. I'm back again with another video, and today I'll be talking about my abortion testimony. This story is very graphic, it's very gruesome, so I hope you guys have the heart and the stomach to listen to it. Excuse the noise out here. I'm outside in nature and it's a lot of bugs flying around me. The cars are making noise, the trucks are making noise, people are making noise. So yeah, I hope it don't get too loud behind me. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, so I met the guy. Shoot. All of a sudden everybody want to make noise, like damn. Anyways, so I met the guy. I was talking to a guy. Oh let's restart. So I met a guy sophomore year, the beginning of my sophomore year of college, at a party. I was just with my two friends. It was just us three at a party, and I was just minding my own business because I had just started my sophomore year, and I was not worried about nobody, no man, no nothing, because I literally just got my heart broken over the summer. So I was at the party just minding my own business, chilling with my friends, listening to music and twerking and whatever. And then all of a sudden, this dude came up to me and was like, "What's your name?" Da, da, da. And then I was like, "My name's Schneider." I went to talk to him in his ears, and I was like, "My name's Schneider." And he was like, "I want to F with you, like let's talk, like are you seeing anybody?" And I was like, "Yes, I am. I have a boyfriend." And then he was like, "Still get my Snapchat or get my Instagram." And I was like, "Okay, cool then." And that's one thing I used to tell every guy at a party who tried to hit up on me. I'll be like, "I have a boyfriend," even though I know I don't have no boyfriend. And then so he tried to talk to me or whatever, and I was like, "Sure, fine, let me get your number. Your number and your Instagram." And so days go by. He would like, I didn't pay him any mind the first couple of times he tried to hit me up on Instagram. But then I started seeing him at every party, and he would do the same thing, try to like talk to me or whatever. And then I started seeing how cute he was, and then I was like, you know what, maybe I should give him a try. But he's not my type. He was my first dark-skinned guy, because I used to have a type, y'all. Like, I literally used to have a type. So he was my first dark-skinned guy, so I had some time. Like, I was literally conflicted about if I want to talk to him or not. So then I started talking to my friends. I was like, "Guys, do you think he's cute or whatever?" And they were like, "Yeah, I think he's cute. You should go for him. Girl, you should go for him." And I was like, "Okay, cool then. I'll go for him." But in the back of my head, something kept telling me to don't talk to this guy. Like, I kept hearing a voice saying no. And I was like, what is going on? Is it that my intuition telling me no, or is it because like he's a dark skin and I'm not used to dark skin? That was God telling me no. But I was not like, I was living in the world, so my mind was a little clouded. I didn't know when God was talking to me. Sometimes he would talk to me and I would still think that it's not him, because I was not reading my Bible like that, and I was still living in the world, even though I know who God is, right? And then so after my friend told me, "Yeah, give him a try," or whatever, I started talking to him and we started messing with each other or whatever. Everything was going good, I guess, even though there were some red flags here and there. Like, I would see him flirting with my friend or whatever. I didn't pay any mind with it, because I thought like maybe he, because we were all in a friend group or whatever. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just him and how he communicates with females and all that. But because he did have a good friendship with my friends too. And by that time I started liking him a little too much, like a little too much. And then so we had our ups and downs. Like, the ups was that I really started liking him very, very much, and he showed that he liked me too, like very, very much. Like, me and him, I would like basically argue with him or whatever, and then he will come banging out the door trying to see me or whatever, or he'll try to like talk to my friend to ask her what I'm doing or whatever. And I like all that, because back then I like the jealous type, or I like the protective type of guys. And so I thought all that was cute. And sometimes he will basically call me names as well, like he will call me a HOE or whatever, and I would forgive him for that, because to me, I thought that he was a jealous type and he don't know how to express himself, so he's calling me these words. Yeah, I was messed up back in the days, yo. I was literally messed up in the head. But he would basically do some things that I wanted him to do. Like, example, I would tell him to give me a piggyback ride in the room, or I would be telling him I'm weird, so I would tell him something weird to do and he'll do it, and all that for me kind of like is my love language. Like, if I can tell you to do something, you do it, oh yeah, I like you. And sometimes he will buy me things, all that, and I thought all that was good signs showing that he likes me or whatever. But keep in mind that we were not dating. We were just friends will benefit or whatever it is. And keep in mind that he lived like 2 hours away, and he only came down to see me on the weekends or whatever. And I was okay with that because I'm not really comfortable with seeing somebody for like all the time, 5 days a week, 7 days a week or whatever. So that was fine with me. So I know on Fridays I would just get ready, have some liquor, and just be waiting for him, because I know when he comes over with his friends, we all were gonna hang out. Me and my friends and him and his friends were gonna hang out. We're gonna chill, we're gonna have a good night while we drink and we smoke and we just make jokes. And at the end of the night, me and him would go in the house, in the room, and then we'll do what we do best, whatever, and stuff like that. But things started changing when one of my friends kind of like had the knowledge one day to basically search him up and search my friends, the guy that my other friend was talking to, who's also part of that friend group, up. So we started searching them up on case search, and we found out that they had a lot of criminal records under their name. Like, he had a lot, man. Like, the guy I'm talking to had a lot. My friend's guy had a lot as well. And not only that, I found out that the guy I was talking to was not really the age that he said he was. Like, he literally lied about that. He told me he was turning 21, and when his birthday came, I was so happy for him. I was saying, "Happy birthday, boo! You're turning 21. Finally, you can buy liquor or whatever." And this whole time, this guy was 23, about to turn 24, literally. And I didn't know all that because he lied to me when he lied to all of us. And then so when my friend found out that he was that age or whatever, I was basically calling him out on it. Like, I literally was saying, "You lied to me, da 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 da." And he was blowing my phone up because I think I had tried to block him. I think I blocked him after some time. And then he went to talk to my friend, trying to tell her to get me on the phone or whatever, da 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 da. And after so much tries, I finally, talked to him on the phone. And I was like, "What do you want?" And then he was like, "I want to see you in person, da 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 da." And then that's when he was talking to me and telling me that, what does the age have to do with anything? The age does not matter, whatever, like, he still want to be with me, whatever. And I was like, okay, fine, but stop lying to me. You're a big time liar. I don't know why you lie that much, So around that time, it was our situationship. It was raw feelings. Like, I was liking him so much, and he liked me so much too, but he's a liar. So it's kind of like, that's a skill I don't think he'll ever lose, unless God comes into his life, unless he accepts God into his life. Like, sometimes I will have dreams for him, like, and that happens to him. Like, whatever I saw in the dream happens to him, So it's like we're in a whole different kind of bonding. Like, that's where everything started going down the road, because when he started treating me wrong, it was too late for me to leave. I couldn't see myself out of that situation because I had liked this guy so much. Like, he started being a little toxic, he was a little toxic before, but now he was much more toxic. He was basically calling me slow sometime, and he was still calling me a HOE every time he was mad or whatever. Like, he'll be in the room and I'll ask him, "Do you like my friend?" And then he'll be like, "No," you know what I mean? Like, "No, I don't like your friend." And he'll say something rude about my friend, and I'm not gonna lie, like, I shouldn't have done this. I should have left him right away, but I was too deep into everything, man. Like, it was, God literally had to rescue me out of the situation. But I would ask him something about my friend. He would say, "No, he don't like my friend," and say something rude about my friend, and I would curse him out for it. I'll be like, "Don't talk about my friend like that," but I'll still go and be with him. And then he would say one thing behind closed doors, and then in person, like, or when he's out the room and he's around my friends, he'll do something totally different. He'll either flirt with them or basically give them looks that shows that he likes them or whatever. And I knew he had a lustful spirit, because, like, I just knew it. Like, I could see it in his eyes. I could just see it in his whole self that he had a lustful spirit. So I started seeing the dark side of him or whatever. Keep in mind also that every time we would have sex, like, he will nut in me. Like, I would tell him, "Do not nut in me," and he still nut in me. He'll basically just nut in me, and then the next morning he'd go get me a Plan B. And I thought all that was normal. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was in a whole different state of mind back then, y'all. So he will give me Plan Bs every time he nutted me, and I will pop them like pills. Man. And then so everything started getting worse, but I still liked him, and I feel like he still liked me too, but not the way that I needed him to like me. He just was lusting after me. Not to think about it, like, he was just lustful, after me, but it wasn't really love. At some point, the emotions were very raw for him. Like, I could feel like he was developing like deep feelings for me, but really at some point it didn't last long, basically. And then so yeah, he would call me names, and I would call him names too. Like, I would call him names like charcoal, I'll call him ashy, I'll call him black black ass. I'll call him a lot of names, which, like, as a black woman myself, are not acceptable. I could tell that he was, I don't know, he was a little, I feel like he didn't really like his skin color like that. I'm not gonna lie. Or he didn't like women with his skin color. Actually, I feel like he didn't really have the self-love that he's trying to show that he had. So when he would call me name, I would go back 10 times and call him a name he never thought in the book that I would call him. You know, and sometimes he will get into his emotions and call me slow or whatever. But it's because I hit a nerve. Like, I hit a nerve each time he tried to hit a nerve in me, which probably didn't hit a nerve in me. He thought he was doing something, but he didn't do nothing. So I would roast him, you know. I would roast him behind the closed doors and in front of the closed door, around anybody and everybody. And especially since he wanted to be calling me slow and all those other. And then there came a time he got into a car accident, and then he had to stay down here for more than 1 week. And then I was fine with it or whatever, because, like, you know, I was happy, in fact, because I was like, ooh, I get to have extra time with him or whatever, you know. I get to see him a little longer. Like, around that time that he was spending time with me, when his car broke down, it's like my emotions were more enhanced, and I didn't know what was going on. So if we will get drunk, all of us in a group, and I'll feel like, you know, he's flirting or he's eyeing somebody weird, and I would act crazy towards him. It's like I would basically, like, just slap him or whatever, and, like, behind closed door I would slap him or whatever, because I was going crazy, and I didn't know why am I going crazy, because before it used to not bother me, or before, like, I didn't really care about that, because, like, I don't know what was going on. But before, I knew he probably had some crushes here and there, but him just telling me, hey, I don't, like, was enough to kind of, like, keep me at bay or whatever. But, like, now I'm going crazy. Every time I was seeing things when I was drinking and all that, and I would react, and usually I don't do that, and I was wondering what is going on. So one night I had a dream, and in the dream I saw Nicki Minaj looking at me, and she was wearing all blue, and then she had a pregnant belly. And keep in mind, around that time, one of our friends was kind of pregnant too. So after I had that dream, I woke up the next morning. I was like, hey, I know what baby you're gonna have. You're gonna have a boy, because I just had a dream of Nicki Minaj, and she was pregnant, and she was looking at me, and she was wearing all blue. But I did not know that dream was for me at that time. I thought it was for my friend. And so when I went and I told her that, she was like, okay, then we'll see if it's a boy or whatever. Then the summertime came. He had found a way to get back home, and that was cool. And then I was trying to look for jobs, and I can't find jobs. Like, I go here, I don't find a job. Like, I remember one time I tried to apply at the bar, you know, to work at the liquor store, and then boom, they told me they were, like, hiring people, and boom, I applied. The next 2 days when I come back and check on my application, they tell me that they already gave that job to somebody else. And not only that, I'll try to talk to the manager of another place, and then that manager never called me back. It was basically a lot of weird things happening. I tried looking for jobs, nothing was working out, and I was like, this has to be for a reason, because, like, God closed doors and God also opened doors, and it seemed like he don't want me to find a job. So I wonder why he don't want me to find a job. What I would do is I would just be drinking with my friends. I was still looking for a job. Whatever money I had, I would go and buy liquor. We'll be drinking, until one day I was sitting in the room with my friends, and we were drinking. Usually we drink like 2 cans of Mad Dog, or 3 or 4, and then we smoke, and we're still fine and all that. And then all of a sudden I drink half a can of Mad Dogs, y'all. For those of you guys don't know, Mad Dog is a liquor, and it's like 12%. That day I sat down with my friends, I drank half a can of Mad Dogs. I haven't even gotten to the whole bottle yet, and the second bottle, and then I feel like dizzy, I feel like nauseous. So I rushed to the bathroom. I threw up. I literally sat on the floor as I hunched over the toilet and just throwing up. And I'm wondering, am I pregnant? But I'm like, nah, I'm not pregnant. I refuse to believe it. I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm not pregnant. I was like, okay, fine then. I think it's just that the liquor, maybe I didn't eat, and then the liquor is basically making me feel weird. So I went to tell my friend that I just threw up. He was like, I hope you're not pregnant, girl. And I was like, I hope so too. So then I went to go lay down. I was telling her that I don't think I can drink anymore. I can't even smoke. I just have to go lay down, because I'm feeling out of breath. I'm feeling nauseous. I'm feeling tired. I just need to go lay down. And she was standing at the door of my room, and all of a sudden she looked at me, and then she was, keep in mind we were drinking, right? And I wasn't drunk though, and I don't think she was drunk either, because she don't get drunk that easily. She looked at me, and then she was like, somebody's pregnant, and it's not me. And I'm not gonna lie, that sends shivers down my spine now that I'm saying it, because she was right, and she's always right when it comes to stuff like that. I feel like she has that gift where she's able to see things, and, you know, others can't. And so I was like, I hope it's not me. She told me good night, she closed the door, and then I went to sleep. When I woke up, I was like, you know what, let me take the test. And I took a test, y'all, and on that test it says positive. And she was sleeping, so I went and knocked her door, and I was like, I'm pregnant. I knocked, and then she opened the door. She was like, what? And stuff like that. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I was so shocked. Around that time I found out I'm pregnant, I had blocked him. You know, we would do those things where I block him because I'm mad at him or whatever, stuff like that. I would do stuff like that. And around that time I found out I'm pregnant, he was blocked. Literally, he was blocked for a good week, I think. He was, because he had this something, because I told you guys, like, my emotions were running wild. He would do the simplest thing, or he'll do a big thing or a small thing. I would just get spaz out, and I didn't know why, but I guess it was the pregnancy hormones. So I had blocked him, and so I went and I unblocked him. My friend was like, you know, you need to tell him. So I unblocked him, and I was telling him I'm pregnant. And then he was like, for real? And I was like, yes, I'm pregnant. And then he was like, I have a girlfriend now. Like, it's too late, da-da-da-da. And I was like, well, I don't care you have a girlfriend, but I'm pregnant. And then at some point he was like, you don't want me. And I was like, I do want you, but you don't want me, because I still had feelings for him. Don't keep him in mind. And I think he had feelings for me too, because he kept, instead of talking about the pregnancy, he was saying stuff like, you don't want me, so don't talk to me, you don't want me. And I was like, I do want you, but you don't want me. And then he was like, I do want you, but you don't want me. So he was basically fighting like that. And then that's when he was like, you know what, I'll call you tomorrow. And I was like, but what are we gonna do though? I'm pregnant. He was like, I'll call you tomorrow. And I was like, okay, cool. And then so we hung up the phone. Tomorrow or later that same night, when he called me back, he tried to like be rude to me, saying that he has a girlfriend now. I can be saying stuff like that, like that I'm pregnant, and he was saying that I'm not pregnant. And I literally had to, and I really had to show him multiple tests to show him that I am pregnant. Basically, he was saying that we're done, we're over. I was heartbroken. That was the first time. Yo, they say that a man's true colors show when you either pregnant or when you guys are married, and that's definitely true. Because as soon as he found out I was pregnant, he literally switched it up on me, and he was saying stuff like, I have a girlfriend, you can't be talking to me, don't call me. And I was like, what? You have a girlfriend? I think he hung up the phone on me or whatever, and I was crying for a little bit. My friends tried to call him back and curse him out for me, but I was like, you know what, let me just give it some time. And then so I cried a little bit, and I was basically begging God and saying, God, why? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. God, why? And then so after I cried a little bit, I cried very hard, y'all, because that was the first. I felt my heart was literally broken, because he literally just told me a few hours ago that you don't want me, I want you, but you don't want me, stuff like that. And then so I called him back. I literally called him back, y'all, and I was crying while I was talking to him. I was like, why are you being rude to me? Why are you acting like that? Like, you say you don't like me, you're saying that you have a girlfriend, da, 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 da. And then he started like switching up on me, and he was like, I'm sorry, you know, that what are we gonna do? And I was like, I don't know, but I don't think I want to have this baby, because I'm not done with school, and you as well, you're not doing nothing for yourself, and you don't even have a car. Like, I don't think I could raise the baby right now. And I was telling him how I've told myself when I got to college, that if I ever get pregnant, I will give the baby to my stepmom to raise for me while I finish college. But now that I'm pregnant, I don't think I can do that. And so I was telling him stuff like that, and then he was like, I'm sorry for talking to you like that. And then I was like, do you have a girlfriend? He was like, no, I don't have a girlfriend. And I was like, okay then cool. And so we started talking back normal again while we figure out what we were gonna do with the baby. Because he didn't have a car to come down here, y'all, it was just basically me. And it was summertime too, and my friend had gone home, so it was just me in the house. So I didn't have no food because I couldn't find a job. I literally did not have no food at all. So it was him sometimes who would send me some money so I could go get something to eat while I was pregnant in the house. And nobody know. I didn't tell my dad, I didn't tell my stepmom, I didn't tell nobody except for my friend, and except for him and my other friend as well. So basically God was providing for me while I was in the house by myself, y'all. I didn't have no money at all, but some way, somehow God was providing. Literally, the guy, even though like he wasn't the one for me and he was treating me wrong, and he's the one that got me in the first place, like that got me like that in the first place, he was sending me money every time, but I know it was God's doing. It was God's grace putting in his heart to do that for me. He was sending me money sometimes because he would be at work working and stuff while he was over there where he was. And then sometimes, like another time, my friend who I hadn't seen in years texted me, and I told her what happened or whatever, and then she sent me some money too. She sent me $100, and she was like, girl, this is all I have for now, but I'll send you more when I have more. And I was like, no girl, this is enough. Like, I loved it. This is a good amount. Thank you so much. And I know that was a grace of God as well, putting down her heart and a lot of people's heart to just give me money so I could like feed myself and the baby, because I literally couldn't do nothing at the house. It's not like I could ask my parents for money either, because it's like they will be asking me why you're not working, and I couldn't tell them I'm pregnant or whatever. So when I didn't have no money, God literally gave me the knowledge, y'all. God gave me the knowledge to finesse the system, to finesse Uber Eats and finesse DoorDash, so I can get free food from there, y'all. When I tell you that God is our creator and God is able to give and take, y'all, God create everything that you see, y'all. So if it's in his will, he'll do whatever he can to save his child, and he was doing that exactly for me. Even though at that time I was basically far from God, I was out of his will, because first of all, he was telling me no, to not go talk to the guy, to not be with the guy, and I didn't listen. Even though I was far from his will, he still looked out for me. When nobody was giving me money so I could like get something to eat or whatever, God was the one giving me the knowledge I needed to eat from DoorDash or eat from Uber Eats for free. And when I tell y'all, I was eating good. I was eating very, very good. Every day I would go downstairs to get my Uber, my delivery, to get my delivery. I would be eating from different places every day, thanks to God. Literally thanks to God. There was a point in time he went to jail, and over the summer he literally went to jail, and while he was at jail, I basically was trying to call the jail, asking for him, asking how he's doing, talking to him, all that, checking up on him. And I was the one that was helping him to get in contact with his lawyer, because he couldn't get in contact with his lawyer since he was in jail. That's how the summer went, as the days go. And also keep in mind that I had already tried to find a way to see how to get for my abortion to be paid off, and it was around the time where abortion was going to be either canceled or something by the government. And so I had to try to work smart, and I was praying to God that they don't cancel it, because I really needed that abortion. I was going to go do that abortion. So while all this was going on with the government, I was calling around trying to find if there's a loan or a grant or something like that to help me pay that $500 for the abortion, and he was trying to help me as well to do that. And we found a grant or something that's able to help us, to pay off the abortions. So that was cool. And so he didn't have to worry about giving me half, and I didn't have to worry about giving him half, or he didn't have to worry about giving me the whole 500. And then so with that being said, it came the time where I had to schedule my abortion, and I think my abortion was the whole next month. The time was going, and as the time goes by, I was literally bonding with my baby. I was emotional in the house by myself. I was literally emotional. It's like my pregnancy kind of brought me closer to God in a way, because pregnancy basically made me so humble. Literally made me so humble. I feel like the most vulnerable part for a woman is when you're pregnant and when you're on your period. I was very vulnerable in the house. I was really crying out to God through my past traumas, because it's like my pregnancy was basically reminding me of everything I've been through, to teach me how to be for when my baby come out, to teach me, what's up, all the trauma that I've been through. Being pregnant kind of reminded me of everything, and I was going through all these emotions in the room, and God was the one that was watching me and just basically looking over me as all that was going on. And while all that was going on, I was growing a deep bond with my baby as well, telling myself that, what, if I could keep you, I don't know if I want to keep you, but I feel like I want to keep you. And if I do keep you, I'm going to show you the love that I've never gotten from my own mother. Stuff like that. I was literally going through all that by myself, y'all, in that room. And then he was in jail at some point, I called him, trying to check up on him, whatever. And then when he got out of jail, while he was away working or whatever, we would be talking on the phone. After work, he would call me, check up on me, everything was cool. It came the time for my abortion to happen. The day before, I called to make sure that, I'm still set up for the next day for the abortion, to go to the clinic. I literally called them, and they say that they don't see my name on the schedule for tomorrow's abortion. And I'm crying on the phone. I'm saying, yes, I scheduled this since weeks ago, and you guys don't have it on the system. What's going on? What's going on? And then so they were telling me, I'm sorry, but I don't see your name on the system for you to go to come to the clinic today or whatever. You're just gonna have to reschedule. And I'm like, can you do anything? Can you change anything about that? And they're like, no. So I had to reschedule. My scheduled time was literally 2 weeks later, and I was kind of getting frustrated and crazy, because I'm getting closer to the time where I cannot have an abortion anymore. So I'm over here crying and just telling him, telling them, please help me, I need to get this abortion before the time is due. And they're saying, okay, I could schedule for the next week, I could schedule you for the next appointment, because we have one 2 weeks from now, but after that I think that's your last time for you to get rescheduled. And I was like, okay, yes please. So I rescheduled. Then after I got off the phone with them, I called the guy, I tell him what happened. He was mad at me, thinking that it's my fault for not scheduling the thing very good. And I told him that it's not my fault, I think this is God doing, I don't know what's going on. And then he was like, okay, cool, then make sure you go to that appointment. And then so the closer my appointment gets to go to the clinic, I needed a ride there because it's 1 hour from where I am, and I didn't have much money, but I did have some money in my pocket. And so I told the guy, help me find a ride, I'll pay half, and then help me find a ride. And he had a friend who was gonna give me a ride there, and then he said the friend is gonna charge you for the ride. And I was like, okay, cool, how much? And he told me how much, and I was like, okay, we could split the cost, we literally could split the cost, I pay this much and you pay that much. And he was like, cool. And then so a couple days before, and not only that, I also told him that after I go to the clinic and get the pills that I needed for the abortion, before I start the procedure, I want to eat some Haitian food because I'm from Haiti, and I want some good Haitian food to sustain me throughout the pain that I'm about to go through. And then he was like, cool, I got you. So first he told me he's gonna give me food, he's gonna buy me Haitian food, he's gonna send me the money so I could buy Haitian food so I could eat before I start the procedure. And then second, he's telling me that he's going to pay half of the price needed so I could get a ride down there. A couple days before, the day before I go down there to the clinic, y'all, he calls me telling me that he lost some money and he was not gonna be able to pay off every his part of the thing, and if I could pay it for him, and he's only able to give $5 of that. And I'm like, and I was really, really hurt. I was literally hurt, because I'm like, wow, you didn't even need to pay for the abortion, and you should have, and you really should have, we should have, we got blessed with not having to pay for the abortion. And now you can't even pay to help me get a ride down there, and not even the full cost of the ride, but half of the ride. That is crazy. And then so I was mad at him, but I was like, okay, fine. So by the grace of God, I was able to pay a little bit from his part as well and pay my half. And then he gave me whatever else he had, and then I was able to, and it still wasn't enough for the ride. And I'm telling him that it's not enough. So he had to find a way to call people and get some more money or whatever. And then so we were able to have that money. I went down to the clinic, and y'all, I kid you not, when I got to the clinic, I was scared as heck. I was literally scared. I was like, dang, I don't know if I could do this. This is a little scary. And then the lady had me laying on my stomach, laying on my back. She put something in my coochie, inside my coochie, and she was looking for the baby down there. And then she was like, and I was scared about all that. And to myself, I'm thinking, if I'm scared of this, labor is gonna be even worse. And then this lady basically was like, you wanna see the baby or you don't wanna see the baby? And I was like, I wanna see her or him or what. And then she was like, okay. And I was like, I want the picture in the envelope so I can open it whenever I'm ready. I don't want it to just be on my face, boom. And she was like, okay. So she took a picture, she put it of the baby, and she put it in the envelope for me to open up whenever I'm ready. And so I'm scared in the clinic. They're taking my blood and all that, and I'm even scared of getting a shot, yo. And they're doing all that, and I'm scared. I'm thinking to myself, if I'm already scared right now, as I go down further line in the pregnancy, I'm gonna have to do all these over again, over and over, and I'm already scared right now. But I'm also scared to get this abortion because something in me is telling me no, I don't think I can handle it. This is too scary. This is crazy. And then all of a sudden, after I was done with all that procedure, I went to talk to one last person in that clinic, and she was the one that was actually taking my blood pressure or whatever. And y'all, that lady felt like I was talking to an angel. It literally felt like I was talking to an angel. I talked to everybody in that clinic, right? Everybody did not make me feel comfortable. In fact, I was getting scared the more people I talked to. But as soon as I talked to that lady right there, it's like I was talking to an angel telling me to go ahead, do what you gotta do, She started telling me her life story, and she started telling me how her daughter as well had to go through this, how her daughter was young when she got pregnant with her first kid, and she kept it, and then a couple years later, her daughter got pregnant with a second kid, and she had to tell her daughter, what are you gonna do now? You and your boyfriend or your husband and your kid, you guys don't have space for another kid. You don't even have the money and the financials to support the baby. What are you gonna do? So her daughter had to go through an abortion. So her speaking, now she's talking talking, I'm feeling more and more comfortable and more confident about what I'm about to do. And then here comes the part, y'all, that I knew it was God when this part came, y'all. I have a whole tattoo right here, right? Then the lady was like, "That's your tattoo?" I have the same tattoo, girl. And she showed me her tattoo, and it was on the same arm as me, and it was the same tattoo as me, but her tattoo was right here, literally right here. This thing you guys see right here, it was right here. And I'm like, what? That was God talking to me, and I knew it. I literally knew it. Even though I wasn't saved back then, I know who God is. I know who God is, because I've heard his voice multiple times in situations that he don't want me to go into. I'll hear his voice, and it's just unfortunate that this situation he didn't want me to go through by telling me no when I was meeting this guy, but I didn't listen to him. And so, y'all, she showed me the tattoo, and I was shocked, and I was like, it's only God doing. And then not only that, like, she was telling me that she was born 2 days after my birthday. And so it was cool seeing that she had the same tattoo as me, and I knew it was just God speaking. And not only that, I felt the most comfortable out of everybody who talked to me. And she was like, "You got this, girl, you got this." And she told me a little more of what her daughter had to go through throughout the abortion, whatever. And yeah, so they gave me the pills, and they were telling me I could either start the abortion process the next day, or I could wait a little bit and start it a couple days later. But they told me the time frame that I need to start it, and they told me that I need to hurry up because it's getting to the point where I cannot have an abortion anymore. And then so on my way home, I'm texting the guy, I'm telling him what just happened, and he was like, "Yeah, that's crazy," and then I'm like, I show him the picture of the baby, because I had opened up the envelope, and I showed my friends the baby and all that. And then one of my friends was like, "He's so cute." I didn't really feel much when I look at the picture. For a second, I'm not gonna lie, I could see that he looked like his dad. Like, from just the picture, the head of the baby, I could definitely see that he looked like his dad. But for some reason, every time I look at the picture, I felt like he looked like a turtle as well. But that's because I'm not really educated when it comes to looking at pictures like that, when, like, baby pictures or whatever, when they're in the stomach. And so I showed my friends, and they liked the baby and all that, and they're saying, and then one of my friends was like, "Don't do this, girl, don't do this." And I'm like, yes, I have to do this. I need to finish school, like, I want to be able to provide for my baby when I actually have him in the future or whatever. Keep in mind, all this time I'm thinking that it's a girl. Literally, I'm thinking that it's a girl. But for some reason, something deep within me is telling me that it's a boy. But on my way home, when I'm showing him the baby, he had no reaction. He didn't say anything like, "Oh, the baby is cute." He didn't say none of that, y'all. And I'm over here saying, "Do you see the picture? How do you feel?" And he was like, "I feel okay, but I'm upset that you have to do through this. You have to go through this and do this." And I was like, "Yeah, I understand." But really, he was not really, like, interested in the baby at all. Because he didn't give me any words of, like, encouragement. I mean, he did give me words of encouragement, but he didn't really, like, tell me, like, "Oh man, our son is cute," or whatever. He didn't say none of those things. And then I'm asking him, for the Haitian food, because he told me he was gonna buy me Haitian food or send me money for Haitian food before my procedure. I'm like, okay, I'm going home now, send me the money so I can go get some Haitian food. And this guy telling me that he don't have no money right now. He don't have no money right now. He can't send me no money for Haitian food. And I'm like, but you told me you told me that you were gonna send me money so I could eat some Haitian food before I start this hard trial in my life. Like, it's my body that's gonna go through this, and I need some good Creole Haitian food. And then he's telling me no, and I'm like, damn. And I'm already sad about that. Also, I'm pregnant, so it's like my emotions are a little over the roof. And then so I went home, and I got home. I texted my friend, telling my friend what just happened, and how he told me he was going to get me Haitian food the day I go to the clinic, and he didn't give me any Haitian food. He didn't give me the money for that. And she's like, "You know what, girl, let me send you some money." And I know that was the grace of God as well, again, because, y'all, I didn't even have to ask her. I just told her what happened, and she was like, "Let me send you some money right now, girl." And then so she sent me some money. Like, thank you, God, for her, y'all. Like, I need to tell you about a story between me and her, y'all. It's gonna be on another video. So she sent me some money, and I was able to get some Haitian food, and I was able to eat good. So I want to say thank you to God, because he was still providing when I was outside of his will, y'all. Ooh, stretch break, because this story is long, but we're halfway there, y'all. I ate some Haitian food. Everything was good. Then he called on me, check on me, and he's saying, "You ready for this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not really ready, but I gotta do this." And I have all the pills on my table, and I have the instructions on the table. Keep in mind, I was supposed to, like, they told me that I needed some painkillers because I'm gonna go through a lot of pain by taking these pills. And so I didn't have any money, and I know I couldn't ask him for no money to give me painkillers because he already like felt the mission of buying me Haitian food or giving me Haitian food. So I just knew I was gonna go raw with this procedure, like no painkillers. Like I was just gonna have to survive through it, you know. And then so I'm telling him like I'm gonna start the next day or whatever, and he's checking up on me, asking me how I feel. And I'm saying that I don't really like the way I'm feeling. I feel like I'm ready, but I'm not ready at the same time. And I asked him how he's feeling. He's like he's feeling good, and I'm like good. And he was like, I'm not feeling good of what you're about to do because it's bad, but I'm feeling like, you know, you'll be okay, you'll be fine. And I was like, okay, cool. So then the next day I started the first set of abortion pills, y'all. And let me tell you, y'all, when I tell you, the pain was crazy. The pain was literally crazy. I literally immediately started regretting taking the pills without any painkillers. Like, I was going through so much pain. I was going in the bathroom to sit on the toilet. That's how much pain I was. And basically taking those pills, the abortion pills, it's like being on your period, but the pain is 10 times worse, literally, or 100 times worse. It was that bad. And I started cramping, I started bleeding. So I was sitting on the toilet and I threw up. I was throwing up because the pain was that bad. And usually when I used to have like bad periods, like the only way that my body was trying to help me from the stomach aches was by helping me by making me throw up, or by making me, you know, do number 2 or poop. And so I found myself doing the same thing on those pills, y'all. I literally, when the pills started taking effect, I was rushing to the toilet. I would sit on the toilet, poop, then had to turn around and throw up. It was just in that process because the pain was that bad. And so when it was time for me to walk into my room, I couldn't walk into my room, yo. I literally not fell, but I literally had to crawl into my room. And for me to get to my room while crawling, I had to take multiple breaks. And at some point I managed to get in my room and just lay on the bed. And I had to put something on the bed because I started bleeding immensely. I literally started bleeding like crazy. And not only did I have pads on, but I was still bleeding and making mess and all that. So I had to put something on the bed to, you know, to basically help me from not bleeding on the bed. And the pain was that much that I started putting God in the situation. I put my hand over my stomach. I started praying and crying out to God. I was like, God, please help me. And then I put my hand over my stomach and just praying to God and asking God to please help me, because the pain that I'm going through is crazy and I can't handle it. And then I started falling asleep. And as I'm sleeping, y'all, I have like this vision of angels just surrounding me, literally just angels. As I'm laying down with my hand over my stomach, just angels surrounding me and just looking at me as I'm sleeping. And I know that was God showing me that he got me, you know, he got me. So I fell asleep, and when I woke up, I would do the same thing. I would pray to God to help me and put my hand over my stomach and just cry out to him, and he'll put me back into another sleep. And by doing that, I was able to kind of like get through the pain a little bit, you know, because God was just giving me rest back to back. And that just shows how good God is, because even though he's against abortion, he was still there for me throughout the pain and process of the abortion. He was there each and every step, watching over me and making sure that I get through each step, y'all. And so the guy would call me, check up on me or whatever, and I wasn't even able to talk because I was in so much pain. And a couple days later, I stopped feeling pain or whatever, but I was still bleeding heavily. And not only that, I couldn't walk for too long. If I walked for too long, it's like my uterus felt like it was falling apart. So I was basically bedridden for a long time. I was bedridden. He'll check up on me or whatever, and I'll say that I'm good. And as I was talking to him, like there was a change in the way we talk. It's like before I felt like I was so much in love with him or whatever, but now as I was talking to him, it felt like I was talking to a different man. It's like, I don't know, something was telling me that something is different about him. I didn't know what it was though. Something was telling me something is different. So, but I still kept on talking to him, you know, we still joke on. And then I was telling him how, by the way, my head was red at that time, and I didn't have any money to do my hair or any money to switch up my hairstyle. So I would joke around with him while I was talking to him. I would be like, well, my hair is red right now, but when my hair is black, I'm not talking to you anymore. I'm gonna have a different man in my life when my hair is red, you know. And then when my hair is black. And I would basically joke around like that with him. And looking back now, those were prophetic words coming straight from God through my mouth. And I did not know that at that time. I thought I was just talking, but literally that was God telling him literally what's gonna happen, and that was God telling me what's gonna happen. I was joking around, but literally that was God, y'all. And then so he was like saying, oh, we'll see about that. And then as I go about being in the house, just bedridden, I can't walk for too long, I can't stand up for too long because I'll be in so much pain. Every time I would go in the bathroom, I'll see the pieces of my baby just coming out the bathroom. And that went on for a couple days and a couple weeks and a couple months, y'all. And so I'm over here in the room bedridden, praying to God and asking God to please heal me, and so I don't feel this pain, because school is about to open soon and I want to be able to walk to my classes. And I was led to go on a fast. And I was telling my friend that I'm gonna go on this fast, and I'm also gonna ask God to reveal to me if this guy is the one for me, because I don't know what to do from now on. Like, I just got an abortion and he don't want to be with me, he don't want to date me, and I'm not gonna be with somebody who don't want to be with me, especially after aborting their baby, and he's still in my life and he don't want to date me. And I'm not, and then I'm dating for marriage. I want to date for marriage. I don't want to be somebody's situationship, especially now I've dealt with the consequences of situationships and getting pregnant by a situationship and having to abort a whole life. Like, so now I was onto serious things. I wanted serious things. And so I told my friend that, and she was telling me, and then she was like, yeah girl, go for the fast and just pray about it and ask God to reveal. And she was telling me stuff like, I feel like you guys have a good connection, you and the guy. And I'm telling her that, yes, I feel the connection too, but it's kind of sad because I'm gonna have to let him go after this fast, like, if he's not for me. And so yeah, I went and I told him I'm going on a 3-day fast. At first he was not happy because I wasn't talking to him, but he was like, okay, cool. So throughout the fast, I'm praying, I'm crying out to God, I'm talking to God all the I'm having dreams, and I'm seeing him with me in the dream, and the dream is basically kind of like insinuating that he's the one for me. And so when I woke up one time, so after that dream, I woke up and I'm like, God, the dream is telling me that he's for me. Is that really what it is? And y'all, I kid y'all not, I heard God said to test the spirit. All I heard was test the spirit, and I know that was God telling me to test his spirit. If the dream is telling you this and you're not sure, test the spirit. And y'all, and that's exactly what I did. One thing now looking back now, later on, I found out that in the dream, the devil was basically trying to cloud my judgment to make it seem like the guy is for me, so I can continue to stay in the will that is not of God. So by the devil giving me those dreams, making it seem like the guy is for me, like, I will be left in the dark and still be with this guy, even though that's not what God wants for me. So it was a good thing that I went to God and asked him, is that really what it is? Like, is he really for me? And you know what? He answered back and he was like, test the spirit. And I was like, okay, God, I will do that. I didn't know how to test the spirit at that time. I literally didn't, but I knew I was going to find out because God told me to test the spirit. So that means something crazy. Like, he was going to show me what I needed to see. And then, y'all, everything was cool. After the fast, we'll be on FaceTime. We will sleep on FaceTime sometimes. All that is going on. I'm healing in my room, but I'm still in so much pain because I couldn't walk. I remember one time I was thirsty and I needed water, and I needed to go downstairs to get water. Then I had to walk little by little, y'all, little by little, to get that water. I was in so much pain, and I knew it was the strength of God that allowed me to get that water, y'all, because I had been bedridden and I couldn't walk anywhere, but by God sustained me. He allowed me to walk little by little just to get that water. And when I made it back up to the floor, because I live on the second floor, when I made it back up to the second floor, there was some couches in the area, the lounging area. I literally sat down on the couch, and I sat down on that couch, and I was just trying to catch my breath, and just trying to let the pain go away so I can continue to my room. And then this guy came up to me, and he was like, do you need any help? And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm just taking a break, because I didn't want to tell him that I'm going through an abortion right now and I need your help to carry me in my room. Because I'm not gonna lie, that's what I felt like telling him, because I was in that much pain that I needed somebody to carry me back to my room, y'all. But I told him, no, I'm fine. And then so he left me, and I'm praying to God to please let this pain go away, because I need to hurry up, make it back into my room before the guy come back and see me on the couch again and ask me, do I need help again? So after a little bit, I got up and I started treading little by little back into my room. I was in so much pain. I was holding my stomach. I was literally holding my stomach like this, yo. I was holding my stomach like this as I was walking. And then I made it back into my room. Time goes on and everything was cool. And then one day I decided to play around with him when I felt like I wanted to, cause I'm just in the room like healing, and I'm not gonna lie, I regret doing this, cause that right there, you guys won't believe what happened to me, y'all. So one day, this is a little like, this is me getting vulnerable and me being honest with you guys, because this is really like triggering for me. But basically, one day I texted him and I'm like, I'm gonna go out tomorrow. Me and my friend are gonna go out. Da, da, da. Keep in mind, that was a lie. I was just, how I told you guys, I like jealousy. I like a guy who's jealous. I like a guy who's possessive or whatever. And so I try to make him jealous, because he probably thinking that I'm in the room, I'm in the house not doing anything. So I try to keep him on his toes. So I was like, you know what, I'm going out to a party tomorrow and my friend is bringing me out. And then he was like, you can't even drink. And I was like, yeah, I know I'm not going to be able to drink, but I'm still going out with my friend because my friend is coming over. And then so, y'all, that's what I told him, right? The day before that, I told him that. So the day of this party, I'm texting him and the day of this party, I did my hair cute. Oh, keep in mind, while I was pregnant before the abortion, he had came over to see me. He had surprised me. He literally just came over to see me, and he didn't have a car, so I was kind of confused on how he just pulled up on me like that. He literally just pulled up on me so we could sleep with each other, and we had sex that day. That was before my abortion, y'all. And then he was able to give me some money that day too, and I went and I bought some things, some food, and I also went and got some black hair dye, but I never had used that hair dye. I just let it stay in my cabinet, right? So the day that I told him that I'm gonna go to that party, I dyed my hair, I did everything, I did my hair, then I showered, I did my facial care and all that. Then I showered, and then I started posting videos of me, getting ready for the party and putting it on my Snapchat, knowing that he's gonna see it. And so he's looking at my videos and all that, and I'm like laughing. I know what I'm doing, but he don't know what I'm doing. And then all of a sudden he called me and he's saying that he's in town. And I'm like, what? You didn't tell me you were coming in town? Because I'm out right now with my friend. I'm out right now with my friend. So that's what I'm telling him. And he's telling me, yeah, I'm in town and I'm coming by later. And I'm like, why didn't you tell me that you're coming over? And then so boom, when I found out that this guy was in town, I was like, dang, this guy is crazy. I literally just told him that I'm going out with my friend and he's over here pulling up on me like that. And so I hurried up, cleaned the room. Like literally I hurried up, cleaned the room. I was still pretending that I'm out with my friend because I didn't want him to pull up at my door ASAP, because the house was kind of dirty, and I just been laying in my bed because I'm still bleeding and I'm still in pain and I cannot walk and move around too much. So I hurried up, clean up and all that. Literally hurry up, clean up, throw out all the trash and all that, because my abortion blood had smelled a little bit. So I throw every trash away. Later that night he came over and we were chilling. Everything was cool, and he was trying to have sex with me, and I'm telling him, no, I cannot have sex because I'm literally bleeding. He's trying to have sex with me, and I'm telling him, no, man. Try to press me for sex, and I'm telling him, no, bro, we cannot have sex, whatever. I need to make sure that I'm healed properly, and I'm still bloody down there. Like, why would you want to try to go there and I'm bloody? And this is not no period blood, this is actually abortion blood. This is a whole life I just killed, And then so he's still pressing me for sex and all that, but he's like, okay, cool. Give him a point, to show him a point. I called the abortion people because they told me that, if you need any questions, if you have any questions, call us. So I called them and I was like, can people have sex or whatever? And they were like, not until the blood is gone or whatever. Or they were saying that it's very important for you not to partake in sex right now, especially that you're just going through this abortion. If you go have unprotected sex, you will probably get pregnant again. So I'm telling him all that. I'm telling him, we cannot be having sex because I haven't started my birth control yet. Because keep in mind, they gave me 3 months worth of free birth control, but I hadn't started yet because I didn't feel like I was gonna have sex anytime soon. And not only that, I'm still going through the process of the abortion. So I'm telling him all that, and he's like, okay, cool then. So that was good. The next day he went out with his friends, and I stayed in the house. I did some cleaning again, and I just sat around there because, you know, I couldn't go with him wherever he was going, because one, he don't usually take me out with him when he's going out with his friends, and two, I could barely walk around for so long. So it's like I had to stay my butt in the house. But I think that day he had given me some money, and I went to go shop. I went to go buy some food in the house. Yeah, I think I went to go buy some food or something for the house. It wasn't a lot of food, but it was a little amount. It was a good amount, like, you know, especially at that time when I didn't have much. And so he came back. Like, before he came back, he called me, and then he was like, "You want to smoke?" And I was like, "Yes, I want to smoke weed," because I didn't have weed at that time. And he was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yes, I want to smoke," because, you know, I wanted to smoke. I've been sober, and so I was like, you know what, let me smoke a little bit. And then so he was like, "Do you want to smoke weed?" And I was like, "Yes, I want to smoke," because he was a weed dealer at that time too. And then so I'm like, "Yeah, I want to smoke." And he was like, "Do you want to suck my dick?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to suck your dick." And then he was like, "Do you want to smoke?" And I was like, "Yes, I want to smoke." I was not that smart, y'all, or I knew what he was trying to do, but not really, because I just thought he meant, like, you know, "Do you want weed?" And I was like, "Yes, I want weed." But then he was like, "Do you want to suck my dick?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to suck your dick," because I had told him that, you know, I don't want to engage in any sexual activity. So that's why I kept saying no, but I kept saying yes to the weed though. And then he was like, "Okay, all right then." He hung up the phone. Then he came back later, and he came back with the weed and all that, and we were just chilling. He went in the bathroom, and he was talking to this girl, and I was in the room just listening. And when he came out of the bathroom, and I was like, "You were talking to your girl, huh? You were talking to your B, right?" I should not have done that, but I did that. I was like, "You were talking to your B, right?" And then he was like, "How did you even know?" And I was like, "The bathroom is literally right here, and the walls are thin. We're on a college campus, and the walls are thin. I can hear you." And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "It's just a friend. It's just a friend." Da, da, da. And then he called me a B as well. And that's when I knew. I took note of that. When he said that, I knew that he had no respect for me. Whatever little respect he had for me was literally gone, because he has never called me any words before, like a B. Like, he called me slow and all that, but a B, like, he's never called me a B before. And that day, I knew something. It was never the same. And I knew, yikes, something is wrong about that. And so I took note of that, but I didn't say anything about. Actually, I told him, "Do not call me that again." I told him, "Don't call me that again." So then I started smoking. We started joking around. Everything was cool again. I started smoking. He was hungry, and so we were in the kitchen listening to music while he's cooking some noodles for himself. And I started smoking. And so I was getting high, and all of a sudden I look at this man, right, while he's cooking. I'm high, but I'm not that high, because I smoked before. Like, I smoke a lot before, in fact. And then I'm looking at him, and all of a sudden he looked like a demon. Literally, he looked like a demon, y'all. Like, he's doing his own thing while I'm, like, smoking. But I literally didn't take 3 puffs of the weed, probably 2. And I was starting to get high, and this guy literally looked like a demon, y'all. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like he did not look like himself. He looked like a demon. And that's when I knew that God opened my eyes. Looking, like, later on, I find out it was God who opened my eyes at that time to tell me, to show me that we're not fighting against flesh and blood, but against, you know, spirit and principalities and all that. You know, that scripture. And it's crazy, because God had told me to test the spirit. Because after I had fasted and the dream had trying to show me that, you know, he's the one for me, I asked God, and God said, "Test the spirit," right? So first of all, God showed me in the spirit that he's not who he say he is. And I'm like, whoa, I'm tripping, because this is too much right now. I didn't tell him what I saw, none of that. I kept it to myself, right? Then a couple minutes later, we went in the room, and because he had finished cooking or whatever, we're in the room, we're chilling, and I'm high, so I'm smiling at him, you know, like smiling, and while he's eating, and then he's making comments like, "Oh, so now you're laughing at me, you're smiling at me, is something funny?" And I'm like, "No, that's nothing funny." And I'm like, I'm high, and I'm giggling, and then all of a sudden, he was like, "Come suck my dick." Like, after he ate, he said to come suck his dick. And so I still went over there, you know, I tried to, like, suck his dick or whatever. But the thing about it is, I was high, I had just finished smoking, like, my mouth was dry, so it's like I was not doing a good job. And the crazy thing is, I didn't even want to suck his dick, because cuddle, I just want to chill with him. Like, we don't have to have sex every time I see you, you know. So I just wanted to cuddle with him and just, like, watch a show and just chill with him, right? But nah, he wanted me to come suck his dick. And I knew I was doing a bad job, because I could just feel it, because I didn't feel like doing that at all. And then all of a sudden, while I'm sucking his dick, and keep in mind I'm high, and he waited until I'm high to do all those things, because the day before when I was sober and he kept asking me, I was saying no, and he was respecting that. But now that I'm high and my judgments are a little low and all that, like, and everything is moving a little slow for me, he's over here like telling me to suck his dick, and I'm saying no, and he's like, yeah, come suck it. And then so I suck it, and then so somebody's coming over, shoot. And then so all of a sudden he literally got up, and I had condoms in my room because the clinic had given me that, and they had given me like some abortion pills or whatever. Like, they had given me some condoms, and they had given me some birth control pills, and I had told him that, and he knew where they were in my room. So all of a sudden, while I'm doing the thing, something, he literally got up, he went into the stash of condoms where I had the condom. He literally went there, and I'm over here on the bed seeing what he's doing, and I'm like, no, because I tell him, we cannot be having sex right now. I'm still bleeding. If we have sex right now, I can get pregnant. And I'm over here telling him no, and he still went on. And he still went on. He got the condom, he put it on him, and I'm like, no, like, I don't want to get pregnant again, you know what I mean? Like, da-da-da. He's like, you're not gonna get pregnant again, da-da-da. And then that's when, guys, I kid you not, he turned me around to the back shot position, and then he inserted himself inside me. Keep in mind that my blood was smelly. Like, my blood was smelly. I'm still bleeding from the abortion, and I couldn't get pregnant anytime, especially if he nut in me. And I know nutting in me is something that he usually likes to do, even though I told him no. So he's over here like going in and out, and I'm like, and keep in mind that my stomach was hurting too a little bit, and he's going in and out, and I'm over here like in pain, but not really in pain at the same time. But I don't want to be doing that, and I'm high. And then he stopped, right? He stopped because he started smelling the blood or whatever. And then that's what I'm telling him, you see, that's why I tell you to stop. That's why I tell you we cannot be having sex. And then he was disgusted by me or whatever, telling me that, oh, he's never gonna touch me again or whatever, and all that. And then there was blood on the sheets. There was like my thighs had blood dripping from them and all that. So I was literally in a different land, y'all. And then so after all that, because he made me wipe his dick off or whatever. He asked me if I wanted to, and I was like, sure, I don't mind. So I wiped his dick off because there was blood on his dick, and he was acting like a sissy. And so after that, we went to bed, and after he told me that he don't want to, like, he's never going to touch me anymore. We went to bed, and I kid you not, while we were laying on the bed, he's trying his hardest not to touch me. He's trying his hardest for his body not to touch me or whatever, right? And then I was like, well, that's fine, because tomorrow, like, while I was high, I felt like he was being rude to me as well, more rude than what he said. But I couldn't tell because I was high, and sometimes I'm not really good at judging, character when I'm high. And then so the next morning, I'm telling him that he was rude to me or whatever, and then he's telling me that he gotta go because his friend had came to. We were talking about other things the next morning, actually. We were talking about other things, and then he had to go, and then he said that he's not gonna call me or whatever. And I'm like, yes, you will. I'll call you. You know what I mean? Because, like, even though all that happened, it seems like I still didn't comprehend it. And as the days go by, and he barely texted me and all that, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, wow, this guy just literally sort of raped me in a way. And I'm over here texting my friend, and I'm telling my friend like what he did, and my friend is agreeing with me and saying that what he did was wrong, and that I have the right to feel the way I feel, because as I was sober and I'm thinking of it, I'm like, yeah, he just violated me, and I've been violated before, and definitely this is one of the worst ones. All of them is bad, but this is one of the worst ones because he's somebody I know, and he's somebody I would trust at a time where it's just me in the house dealing with something like this, nobody around. I would trust for him to respect my words and not touch me that way and not try to have sex with me. And he literally just did the worst thing that somebody I know could possibly do, somebody I know who's a man could possibly do. And then so to put my bonnet back on, I had to put my bonnet on because there's so much flies going around here, flying around me, and I'm scared for any of them to go in my hair. I hate bugs. So I'm over here calling him, telling him that he has sisters, he cannot be doing stuff like that, and he really hurt me by doing that, and I feel like he violated me, and he's like, and I feel like he raped me. And then he's over here saying, oh, you saying that I raped you? And I'm like, I'm not really saying that because I'm not really saying that, but it's like you did that in a way, you know what I mean? And so he's saying that I'm never gonna talk to you anymore. So when he said stuff like that, I started getting a little sad, and I didn't want to make him mad. So I was like, I'm not saying that's what you did, but I'm just saying that you violated me. I told you I didn't want to do this, and you went and you did what you did. And so that's not cool, you know. You could literally go to jail for that or whatever. And however, whatever. So then we started talking regularly again, but to think about it now, I think he felt a little scared that I called him out on that, and so he tried to like start talking to me again more, because after that experience, so he went home thinking that he's gonna escape from me or whatever. But I called him out, and then I guess he got scared, or I don't know if it's that, but I feel like it was that. And then he started talking to me like regular again, and we started back talking. Summer was over, the school year has just started, and I hadn't seen him for a while, probably 2 or 3 weeks or whatever, but we were still talking, whatever, keep on the phone all the time, texting all the time. I was over here like just praying to God, praising God, and just trying to get my relationship with God a little better, because I had nothing else to do. And it's like God had brought me to a point where He just wanted me to depend on Him, because He has been providing for me throughout the whole summer. And He's been with me at times where I needed someone the most. When I was in there crying, pregnant and crying in the house by myself, God was there listening. God was there comforting me. And not only that, when I didn't have no food to eat, God was providing people to come my way to give me money, to give me food. God was even making the guy give me money too, so I can get food. And then the school year started, and I got some money. I got a big amount of money, and then I was able to buy a TV. I was able to buy everything that I had lost. Yo, literally, I was in my Job season around that time. And then God was basically comforting me and telling me that you're in a Job season right now. You're going to get everything that you have lost and 10 times more. So when the school year started, God's promise came true, and I got everything that I had lost back. Like everything that I had lost back. I got all the money I had lost. I was rich in money. I didn't have a TV then, because that's a whole different story. And I got money to buy myself a TV. I got money to do everything that I wanted to do, but I couldn't do over the summer. But I was dealing with mental issues though. Like I had not healed from the pregnancy, like from the abortion, and I didn't know that. And so I got my nails done, I got my hair done, all that. When the school year started, me and my friend, we went out and did all that. And I was going to class, but things started going bad though. Like there were times I was walking to class and I felt like crying. I literally felt like crying. I would literally have to go and use the restroom before I walk in class, because I started shedding some tears. For me. And I didn't realize that until later on, but I started drinking to kind of like mask the issue, like to mask the fact that I literally just aborted my child, So I started drinking a little more, but I was also drinking to have fun with my friends, But really, really, I was also drinking to kind of like cover the fact that, like, to kind of like cover my feelings in a way, the feelings that I did not want to confront yet. And so yeah, the feelings would come out here and there when I least expected it. Like I would be walking to class feeling so sad, and then go to class feeling, in the middle of class I feel like crying. And not only that, like sometimes I would be in my room and all of a sudden I start crying and saying, I'm sorry God, I'm sorry God. I didn't know why I was doing that, but I realized that it's because my spirit was grieved. My spirit was grieved because I just did something very, very horrible. I just aborted a whole life. Like, children are a gift from God, and I literally just aborted my baby. And so every time I would come home, I would cry and say, God, please, I'm sorry. Forgive me, Lord. Forgive me, Lord. And keep in mind, while all that was going on, my stepmom was having dreams and visions of me being pregnant. And she even knew the whole gender of the baby too. And she would text me and ask me if I'm pregnant. I would say, no, I'm not pregnant, because I was afraid to tell her that I'm pregnant, and she wouldn't let me to, go for the abortion. And I didn't want to go home. I wanted to finish school. So yeah, she's like, so I'm over here saying, God, I'm sorry, God, forgive me, all that. And my spirit is grieved, and I didn't know. And like, I didn't go to God and tell him. After all that I went through, all the abortion and God delivering me and all that, I still didn't go and confront to him so he can comfort me. So I didn't forgive myself, and I didn't ask God for forgiveness for what I just did. I just try to like brush it aside and keep moving, forward. But then things started going down the road, right? So one day I was in so much heat, like I literally wanted to have sex, right? And it was during the school year. I was in so much heat. I invited the guy over. I literally invited the guy over, and he needed money to get down here. So I sent him some money to get down here so we could sleep with each other. And he only spent one night, and he only spent one night, y'all. One night. And I spent money on him to come over and see me because, you know, I'm like that. Like, if I'm talking to you and I want to see you and you want to see me and you don't have the bread for it, you know, I'm going to give you money so you can come see me or whatever. Like, that's how much I cared. I just brought him over. I gave him money. I sent him money. He came over. And then the energy was just weird. Like, I was drinking before he got there. And I was drinking. And for some reason, I was not getting drunk. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I not getting drunk? It's like God wanted me to stay sober to see things for really what it is. So I'm over here, you know, drinking with him, and I'm not getting drunk. The whole night I was drinking, I was not getting drunk. And he's over there, and he's just like not looking at me like that. Like, he's telling me I'm beautiful and all that because I had gotten my hair and my nails done and all that, and, you know, stuff like that. And one thing I did not realize is I was baptized in the Holy Spirit, but I did not realize it at that time. I really did not realize it. Or I don't know if it was at that time or after that. But so it's like when the Spirit of truth is upon you, nothing shall be hidden. You know what I mean? Nothing shall be hidden, because the Spirit of truth is going to bring truth and revelation into your life. And some people who are not living in the truth, their demons going to be kind of like triggered by the Spirit of truth that is in you, the Spirit of God that is in you. And I didn't know at that time that that's what was going on. And so I'm over here watching him, and he's over here just looking off. He looked like he's doing something bad, and he feel guilty about what he's doing. And so I feel like he was getting conviction because the Spirit of truth was in me. So it's like his demons were basically like could extend my energy in a way, you know. And even after we slept with each other, instead of like staying up to talk to me like we usually do, he just turned around and tried to go to sleep. So I left the room and I went to spend time with my friend because the night was still young. And so after, in the morning, before he left, because he only came to spend one night, like in the morning before he left, like we had one more round of sex, and after he left, I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, wow, I feel dirty, I feel unclean, like what's going on? Keep in mind that we hadn't had sex in a while because I hadn't seen him in a while, but me sending him money for him to come, that was the first time we had sex, I guess, after I got saved, and I didn't realize I got saved, or I don't know. So basically, I'm feeling dirty, and I'm looking at myself. I feel like I look dirty, and I feel like, you know, I look different after having sex with him. And I'm telling my friend that, and she's telling me I'm tripping. But for some reason, I felt like something was off, but I just didn't know what it was. And then so he went home, and I'm over here. Like, I was kind of stigmatized because he had put it down very, very well that morning. So I'm over here texting him every 5 seconds, telling him I miss him, even though like this guy already knows that. And he's over here saying that I miss you too, and all this cool. And then I don't know, yo, my memory kind of like closed off around this area. But then I think he had did something again, and I stopped talking to him. I was mad at him, and then he had came in town, but he didn't come to see me, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy how he didn't come to see me, because like, wow, you know. And then so he came in town, and I'm over here wondering, where is he sleeping, because he's not with me right now. Where is he sleeping and stuff? And keep in mind, I was mad at him because of something he did. And then so I guess 2 days later, he was still in town, and then he came over because he wanted to talk to my friend about something. And I left the house. I literally went to the gym and to work out, and I'm telling myself while I'm at the gym that if he really cared like that, he's gonna come see me at the gym, because my friend will tell, because I'm pretty sure he's gonna ask my friend where I am, and my friend will tell him, and then he'll come see me where I am if he really, really liked me like that. And so, y'all, like I knew what's gonna happen. He asked my friend where I was. My friend told him I was in the gym, but instead of coming to see me in the gym, he just passed by the gym, y'all. And I'm like, I'm so hurt in the gym. I'm literally so hurt. Something strange happened to me in the gym. I started crying because like I'm in pain, you know. Like, this man and I've been through so much, and I'm tired of the toxicity. I'm tired of the up and down. And all of a sudden, it felt like my heart was being shattered while I was at the gym. because he should have been looking for me. You know what I mean? Like literally looking for me to try to like talk to me, because we've been through so much. And so I had to go use the restroom and to try to like wipe my tears, because it was that bad. It's like God just opened my heart, and everything I've been holding in just came out. Literally just came out. And then I think it was later on that night, he was talking to my friend and telling her that, you know, to unblock me or whatever. I don't remember that part very well, but I'm blocking him. I'm telling him that if he want to come see me, he has to bring me and my friend some food. And then he was like, okay, I'm gonna come see you, whatever. All right, I'll bring you guys food. And he didn't come. And I think later that night he was texting me, but the way he was texting me was kind of strange. Like, it's like somebody else was texting me, but I thought he was trying to make me jealous by trying to pretend that he's a girl texting my phone. So I'm over here saying, okay, because he's sending me texts like, I was with you last night. And I'm like, bro, you are not with me, and you know that you are not with me. And he's like, I was with you last night, and we had sex with her. And I'm like, you are not with me. Did you lost your memory? Or he was saying stuff like, this girl is prettier than you, like she's prettier than you or whatever, right? And I'm over here thinking that he has lost his mind, because first he's telling me that he was with me that last night, but he was not even with me, because I told him that in order to come over he has to bring me and my friend some food, and he didn't even come. So why is he telling me this? So I'm thinking that he's trying to test me or whatever. And then the next morning he called my friend and they were talking, and then that's when my friend talked to him about it, and then that's when he was saying stuff like, yeah, I'm dating somebody else now, and it was her. While I was sleeping, she got my phone and she was texting me. Like, the girl was texting me the whole time. And I'm happy that I did not like entertain the girl when she was texting me in his phone. I don't know. I think it happens for a reason. The fact that I didn't even want to entertain his BS. I'm telling him that, you know, leave me alone. He lost his memory and come back to me when he got the memory back. So, because the whole time it was the girl texting, I didn't even know that. But he made it known to my friend that he's dating somebody new or whatever, and it was her using the phone to text me. I think I found the girl's like Instagram. Because the girl had texted me a picture of her when she was like, oh, you're not better than her, da, 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 da. So I went on his following list, and I find somebody who looked close to the picture. I went on their page, and just like that, it was the girl. And I texted her on Instagram. I'm telling her that, hey, I've been pregnant with him. I had an abortion for him, and I'm sending her all these receipts, trying to find out when and where did he have time to meet another girl, because apparently they've been dating like earlier that year, and I didn't know that. She told me that she knew about me, but he told her that he had stopped dating me. He had stopped being with me, and now it's just her and him. But this whole time, I was with this guy. Like, he was going to jail, and I was helping him out while he was in jail. I was pregnant by him. He was coming down here to visit me with a car, which I later find out which was the girl's car. Like, he was using the girl's car to come see me, telling me that, oh girl, I've been with him since earlier this year. For my birthday, he gave me gifts. He bought me gifts. And keep in mind, her birthday was around the time that I sent him the money to come see me, you know? So I'm pretty sure that he used my money to buy the girl gift. Because keep in mind that it was his friend who was giving him a ride down here to come see me that day. But he said that his friend needed gas money, so I sent him the money. So I was tricked, y'all. I literally was tricked. He used that money to give his girl gifts. She was telling me all the gifts that he got her and all that. And keep in mind that when I was with him, he never bought me anything for my birthday. He just told me a happy birthday. He was stalking me to make sure I'm not doing anything crazy on my birthday. That was it. So I was hurt by all that, y'all. And so she's telling me that she don't want him anymore, and she's not gonna be with him anymore. That was a lie, because a couple days later, I think I saw them with each other or something at a party or something like that. I don't know, y'all. But yeah, like, he was lying to me. And then the girl was basically like using her friend to post videos of her and the guy that I was talking to, so I could see that they had history. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That's actually crazy, because this whole time my dreams were right. Because I remember I used to have dreams when I was talking to him, even from the beginning. Like 3 months after when I started talking to him, I would have dreams of him like sleeping with another girl. You'd have dreams of my friends. I'd have dreams of him like living with another girl. And every time I would confront him about my dreams, because I told him that, you know, my dreams usually come true. My dreams are true. And he's telling me, oh no, like, I'm not doing none of that, you know, you're going crazy, you're crazy. But that was God showing me what he was doing behind closed doors. So not only was God good enough to tell me no, don't mess with this guy. But God was good enough to show me what he was doing behind closed doors, but I just didn't have any like evidence, so his words were the only thing I could like hold on to and kind of like believe. Just by God telling me during the fast to test his spirit, y'all, I did that. God showed me his spirit, and God showed me that he's been cheating on me. And not only that, God showed me that God did not bring him into my life. It was a demon that brought him into my life. And not only that, God was showing me how he was over here treating this girl who was his girlfriend, and I was just the side chick. He was treating her better than I am. He was giving her gifts for her birthday with my money, and while on my birthday he was not giving me anything. And she even told me how like she met his mom, she met his sisters and all that, and I literally have not met his mom. I've only heard of his mom, and I've talked to his sisters on the phone, but she was over there, going over there with him, like to his house, meeting his family. And she also learned that he was over here coming by to see me every weekend, and he was using her car over the summer to come see me, to have sex with me. And yeah, after all that, even finding out that he has a girl, whatever, he came over there to see me one day, and he was all over me, trying to kiss me, trying to like literally like touch up on me. And I'm like, go back to your girl, leave me alone, like I don't want you anymore. Keep in mind that, I'm not gonna lie, we were so bonded that I literally was about to give him me, even though knowing all that, like that's how bad it was. Like, cause he's touching up on me, like I'm getting turned on and all that, like cause he knows just the right spot to hit. Like, I'm getting turned on, no, but like I'm like, no, I can't do this, we can't do this. And he's over here saying things like, but we almost have a child together, why are you doing this to me, Schneider? And I'm like, no, we can't do this, bro. Like, you have a girlfriend, go to her. And he's like still being headed, and he won't leave me. And my friend is hearing all that, like she's in an uncomfortable position, and his friend is in the house, seeing how he's all over me, and he won't leave me alone. And I'm telling him to leave me alone. And then at some point I was about to cave, and I went to my friend and I said, okay, I'm gonna go shower. He even spat in my mouth. He literally spit in my mouth, y'all, that night when he was all up on me and I'm trying to push him away. He even spit in my mouth and all that, and I'm not gonna lie, I swallowed it. So he's over here like trying to like do all that. And at some point I was in my friend's room, and I was sitting on her bed, and he over here pushing me down on the bed as if he was going to go inside me. Like, I was literally embarrassed. So I started to fake cry to make him feel very, very bad for what he's doing, because why is he trying to embarrass me in front of people like that by being all up on me, even though I'm saying no? At some point I almost caved in, and I went to my friend and I'm like, okay, I'm about to go shower, because I hadn't showered yet. I'm gonna go shower, then I'm going to give him some coochie. And then she was like, why are you gonna give him some coochie after everything he's done for you, after everything he's done to you? And I knew that was the Holy Spirit, that was God talking through my friend, because y'all, usually we'd be like, go for it, girl, do your thing, you know what I mean? But she literally, like, she just said that straightforward like that, and that touched a different part in my heart. And like, by her saying that, I remembered everything he did to me, and the lust just vanished out of me. The lust just vanished out, and I started like telling him, go, just go. And then I pretended like he still wouldn't go, so I pretended like I was going to get like a police officer on him, or I was going to get the RAs on him. And so that's when he finally left, and I didn't see him. And so after that, I went to the girl that he was dating, and I'm telling her that, because I was taking videos while he was doing all that, and I sent those videos to her, telling her that he was just here, and she's over here telling me that, and he's over here lying to her, telling her that, no, I was not there, I didn't do any of that, I didn't try to kiss her, I didn't try to do none of that, I didn't try to sleep with her. And I'm telling the girl, yes, this is the video, this is the proof, and all that. And then she's telling him and me that, oh, I'm done with him, I'm gonna leave him alone, and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, do whatever you want, but I just want to show you that he's still over here coming over to see me and all that. And he's lying to you because he's a liar. And so she's like, okay, girl, I'm gonna leave him. After I found out he was cheating on me, I made sure to get him to block me. I was cussing him, my friend was cussing him out, my friend was also cussing the girl out too. She had to block me as well, and all that, and all that and stuff. So they both blocked us. And then I was able to move on. My friend, Me and my friend, we went to a party a couple days later, and then we saw them at the party, and he was looking at me. I didn't see him at first. My friend saw him, and she was like, he's here. And I'm like, what? He's here? And then that's when she was like, yeah, he's here. And I looked over and I saw him, and he was staring dead at me. And I'm pretty sure he was shocked to see me like looking good still, see me still enjoying myself. And that was the grace of God. He was able to see the grace of God upon me, because I was baptized with the Spirit by then. So I was glowing, I was looking refreshed and all that. And keep in mind that before I had went to this party, I had do another fast. I think I was doing another fast, and all of a sudden I was led to say, Jesus, I accept you in my life. Jesus, come into my life. Jesus, and you are my king. Jesus, you are the Lord and Savior. Jesus, you are the way, the truth, and the light. Like literally, while I was fasting, like all of a sudden I was led to say all those things, and I said it. And I think that's when I had gotten baptized with the Spirit. But I wasn't too sure though. I did not know at that time. And then so that's when so there was an inner glow about me, because I had just gotten baptized in the Spirit. And I remember one time, I didn't know it at that time, but now I know now. But like God was giving me signs to show that, I'm not alone, like, His Spirit has united with mine, because there was a time I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I started like I was looking at myself, I'm like, whoa, I look like Jesus. Like sometimes I be saying things and I don't realize what I'm saying, like sometimes I be saying things, I don't realize what I'm saying, but there's a truth to it. It's like God speaking through me. It's like a prophecy, you know what I mean? And I didn't realize that at that time, that God had gifted me with that. Like first of all, I was telling the guy that when I dye my hair black, I'm not gonna be with you anymore, right? And guess what? Boom, after I dyed my hair black, that's when we fell off. That's when I found out he was like dating somebody else. He was cheating on me the whole time, and then I didn't mess with him anymore. And not only that, dreaming of Nicki Minaj was basically God showing me that I'm about to get pregnant with a boy. And I think it was the night I conceived. That's the night that I dreamt of Nicki Minaj, And then later on to find out, God showed me Nicki Minaj, like God showed me Nicki Minaj specifically because after watching her interviews, I learned that she was pregnant at some point with a little boy as well, but she had to do an abortion because it wasn't the right time. And so God showed me basically the future and the present. He showed me what was going to happen by showing me a picture of Nicki Minaj pregnant, wearing all blue. So not only did he show me the gender of the baby, he also showed me that Nicki Minaj's story is gonna be what I go through. And I didn't realize that until after the Holy Spirit had given me that revelation. And not only that, God also showed me that He saved me by still letting me having my period, because I definitely could have not ever have a period anymore, especially after taking all those Plan Bs. God showed me that He saved me from a lot of things that I didn't see. So once I got baptized with His Holy Spirit, God showed me that His hands was over me throughout the whole thing. God literally showed me everything, yo. And a couple months later, he called my friend and was asking my friend, where is Schneider? Like, let me talk to Schneider or whatever. And my friend was standing up for me saying, no, you hurt her so much, you cannot be doing that. Don't call over here trying to talk to her. And then there was this girl who we are friends with, and then she heard his voice, and then she came over to me and my friend, right? Because we were getting ready to go to a party. She came over to me and my friend, and then she was like, is he a bald guy? Is he dark skinned, tall, da da da? She was basically describing the guy to us. And then so we're like, yeah, that's him. And then she's like, yeah, he almost raped me. And just like that, God showed me everything that He told me was true. Because when I had met this guy, right, I kept hearing the word no. And not only that, I kept hearing that he looked like the guy who molested me when I was in Heyy, right, when I was young. That's a story for another time. So it's like every time I see him, like when I first started talking to him, right, not only did I hear the word no, but I would hear that he reminded me of the guy who molested me when I was younger. And I'm like, this is bad. I shouldn't think about him like that. I don't even know this guy. You know what I mean? But all that was God basically showing me who He is for who He is. But I didn't listen because I thought it was just me talking, just my mind talking to me. And so as I, God showed me not once, but he also confirmed it 3 times. The third time, once he confirmed it by the guy almost raping me, by the guy basically doing what he did when I told him no, while I was bleeding from the abortion blood. And the third time he confirmed it is by the girl coming up to us. And guess what? We just met that girl, by the way. She come up to us telling us that he almost raped her, and just like that. And the crazy thing is, I had told my friend that, I felt like, he was raping me when he did that to me. And she was like, if you think that's what it is, then that's what it is. You know what I mean? So even if she didn't believe me, that was the confirmation to believe me, because another witness came and said he almost raped me. You know what I mean? He almost raped her. So I knew that was God basically working and showing me and revealing to me everything that I was too blind to see when I was in the situationship with the guy. Not only did God show me that he was not who he is by opening my eyes so I can see that he looked like a demon, but God also showed me that I was doing the right thing by having the lady, the nurse who, when I went to the clinic, having the same tattoo as me. And not only that, God was showing me dreams and vision of the guy sleeping with somebody else, the guy living with somebody else, because he was living with her at some point. And I did not know that. I was only seeing it in my dreams. And God showed me beforehand what was going to happen when I had this baby, the night I conceived. But I just didn't understand that the dream was for me. I thought it was for my friend. God was providing for me when I didn't have no food. God was sending people my way. He was making sure that I was good, So all that was by the grace of God, y'all. It was literally by the grace of God. By the grace of God that I'm here today, right now. And yo, not only that, after the girl told us that, he almost raped her, we went back to him and we were cursing him out, calling him all type of names. So, and he was shocked to find out that his truth is coming out. He cannot hide that anymore, because when it's time for God to reveal, he's going to reveal everything. So in a way, God basically showed him that his sins are not hidden. Like, his sins are not hidden, and no matter how many times he try to hide who he is, it's not gonna be hidden. You know what I mean? So yeah, God basically showed us all that. And not only that, yo, we went to the party. After that night when we saw him at a party, I went to another party by myself. It was just me. I was not supposed to go to that party, but something told me to go. And I saw him that night at that party, and he was looking at me again. Like, this guy have a girlfriend and all that, and we've been through all this, and I'm told him not to talk to me anymore, and he's still looking at me with those lustful eyes of his. And then, but I didn't pay him no mind, because I was so drunk at that party. I thought he was somebody else. I didn't know it was him until I got my confirmation, because one of my friends went to the store one day and she saw him at the store, and then he came up to my friend and he was telling her, "Tell Schneider I'm sorry for what I did to her. I should not have done that. Blah blah blah. Tell her I'm sorry, and I hope she can forgive me." And he was even telling my friend that the girl that he's with right now is just for the moment, and that he's gonna leave her soon. And he was even telling my friend to tell me that I look good and all that. I look good at that party, and that's when I knew that it was him at the party. Even though he told me all that, I kind of like, I know it was God convicting his heart, because he's a manipulator, he's a liar, he's been treating girls the worst ways. God always has my back. And yeah, and not only that, y'all, there's more to the story. Let me know if there's a part 2. But during my fast as well, God led me to forgive him. Like, God was putting on my heart to forgive him, and so I'm like, God, why you want me to forgive this guy after everything he's done to me? God said, it's not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities and all that. And with just that, I started forgiving him, and I started telling God I forgive him. And then I went on another fast, like months later. My stepmom told me to go on a fast, and then I went on that fast. And the morning after my fast broken off, she and my dad called me, and they were telling me, is there anything, they were asking me, they were saying, is there anything you, by the way, at some point after the abortion, after everything, and after I got saved, I came clean to my stepmom. I literally told her that, right? And then she was telling me, like, yeah, you need to forgive yourself, because God has forgiven you, because all those times when you used to be crying to him and saying, I'm sorry, you need to You need to forgive yourself. God has forgiven you already. He showed me that he's forgiven you, and he showed me your son as well. And I know you are gonna have a son. And I fasted for God to heal me, and I fasted for me to forgive myself. And so after my fast, my stepmom, and while I was fasting, by that time I had forgotten the name I had given my baby, because I hadn't thought about the name for a while. And then so while I was fasting, I asked God to please reveal to me the name, to please bring into my remembrance the name of the baby. Keep in mind, I still didn't know I had the Holy Spirit. And then all of a sudden, as I was sitting there worshiping God, all of a sudden the letters started coming to me, and I'm like, Z, and then that's when I put it together, and I realized, yep, that's my baby's name. God was able to remind me of my baby's name. And not only that, as I was fasting, I was led to pray to him and ask him to please show me my baby one more time. Show me my baby. I didn't get to see him in the physical because I had aborted him, but show me my baby. And then, y'all, I think later that night I had a dream, and in the dream I was holding my baby, y'all. And so God was basically helping me to close that door, because even though I went through all that, I still was not healed from it. I was drinking. I was just basically running away from it, and I would break down every once in a while, every time I remember what I did. And then so after my fast ended, she called me with my dad, and she was like, is there anything you've been wanting to tell us but you haven't told us? And I started breaking down, and I started telling them everything from scratch. And the crazy thing is, they already knew about that. My stepmom was having dreams and visions about me and my child, and she was like, don't worry, God has you in the palm of his hands. You went through all this for a reason. Next time when God talks to you, listen, because we need to stay in his will, so we don't experience hurt like that. Because y'all, when I tell y'all, that was the greatest hurt, the greatest pain I've ever been through, y'all. I went through trauma with that guy, and everything he did to me, I went through trauma, y'all. I went through betrayal, trauma, and then not only that, my worst fear happened, where he kind of like molested me / raped me as well, because something like that happened to me in Haiti, but that's for another story. If you guys want to know that story, comment down below, share, like, subscribe, and just basically tell me whatever you guys want to hear. If you guys want to hear second part to this story as well, because I could go into details a little deeper, let me know, and I'll do a second part. So yeah, but that's my testimony of my abortion, and how God saved me, and how God rescued me from this man. Because if it wasn't for God, I don't know where I would be today. Today I'm able to walk in my purpose. Today I'm able to not hold on to the pain, to not hold on to the hurt of my abortion, and not hold on to the pain and the betrayal and the hurt that the guy put me through. Even though, yes, somebody who's not Christian would be like, why are you forgiving him and all that, right? But God says when people do you wrong, forgive them 70 times 7, So it's like, because we don't wrestle with flesh and blood, we wrestle with spirits. I pray that God call him and he answers, because if he don't get right with God and repent for all those things he's put girls through, he might just go to hell. He's definitely going to hell, because I'm not gonna lie, this man is really, really like doing the work of the devil. And God really opened my eyes to see that day in the kitchen when he was cooking. And the story don't end here. Him and the girl try to prank call me a couple months later. I don't care about that, because I'm able to get past that too, you know what I mean? And one thing I try to give her words of knowledge and words of wisdom, telling her that the way you get them is the way you lose them. You just find out he's cheating on you and all that, and he's been cheating on you, and I was the side chick, and I didn't know I was the side chick, and you were the main chick, but he was cheating on you. He was bringing your car to come and see me, speaking bad about you, still coming to see me after I found out that he was cheating on me and all that. You need to be aware of him, because he's not who he say he is. He's lying to you. Like, the same way you get him is the same way you lose him. So just don't you think that if he's cheating on you with me, and you make sure that he blocked me and all that, don't you think he's gonna cheat on you with somebody else that comes in the picture? When you're at work and you're just sitting there doing whatever you want to do, using your car to go around town, don't you think he's going to see somebody else? So yeah. So from last I can know of him, he lived like 5 minutes away from where I live, living with the girl, no job, because he have so much criminal records under his name, no license, still doing the same thing he was doing when he was with me. He has not elevated at all while I'm still in school, by the grace of God. Yeah, but this story goes to show that if he wanted, like, if he really, really wanted to do all those things you're begging him to do, he would do them. Because at the end of the day, a man knows who he wants. A man will know who he wants as the main and who he wants as the side. Y'all, if you don't want a situationship, but you love that man so much, and you don't want a situationship, and you telling him what you want and he's not giving it to you, just save yourself that heartache and just leave him. Because at the end of the day, a man will do what he do. Like, he'll do whatever he want to do if he don't love you, you know. He'll do whatever he want to do. Even if your coochie is good, he's gonna do whatever he wanna do. If he wanna cheat on you, he's gonna cheat on you. It's only love that can save a man from treating a woman wrong like that. In fact, and love is God. Literally, love is God. So I'm not gonna put it past any man at all to cheat on their women or to do their women wrong, because you must know God, because God is the greatest love. God is literally the greatest form of love. That's why you need a man who is led by God, so he can love you and lead you the way God needs you to be led and be loved, y'all. So ladies, let that man go. He don't want you. He don't want to take you out for your birthday. He just want to say happy birthday to you, but he has the money to take you out. Let him go. Oh, he only come over to see you on the weekend, but have time over the weekdays to hang out with his friends and all that. Let him go. He's always going out and not inviting you out or not inviting you with him or whatever. Let him go, because you don't know what he's doing when he's out there like that. One thing I learned at the end of all this is that the possessiveness, the jealousiness and all that, that's not cute. Those just shows insecurities in the man. Literally, they show insecurities in the man, and they also show what the man is actually doing. So he's over here blaming you for this and that, but he's doing the same thing. He's not even the same thing, but he's doing what he's blaming you for, but he try to hide it by blaming you for the things that he's doing. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a reverse psychology type of thing. He's doing it, so and he's calling you out for doing it, but you're not even doing it. So, yo, if you have a man who's jealous and possessive, just let him go. Literally, just let him go, because you don't want. Because by him doing that, he's not only is he gonna put your confidence down, he's also going to get you to be paranoid for when you are with somebody else. When you're with somebody else, you'll be afraid to basically, like, to be you around that person, because you just so used to somebody holding you on a tight leash. So y'all, just let him go. Literally, let him go. And another thing I had to learn as well is that I had to love myself first before I could love anybody. Literally, at that time when I started loving myself before I met him. Then I met him and he just ruined all that. Not only did he ruin me so much, but he traumatized me. There were times when I would drink and I would leash out on people because I'm just traumatized. Or when I would drink and I'm like seeing things that are not there. So y'all, save yourself that energy and don't give it to nobody else. Like, save yourself that energy. And if your intuition is telling you no, if God is telling you no, ladies, for the Christian ladies out there, if God is telling you no, no means no. God is the only one who can see the future, the past, the present. We cannot see all that. Only God can see. So by him telling you no to something is him protecting you. Rejection is protection. So make sure you listen to what God tells you. Because y'all, I really regret not listening to God, because I didn't have to go through all that. But living in the world and just doing the things that I wanted to do led me down a path where it took Jesus to rescue me. It took God to send his angels to literally put me on their shoulders and get me out of that situation, because I was in so much pain, so much I was so bitter. Like, God had to literally baptize me with the Holy Spirit. God had to literally call me by my name, and by a new name at that. He literally had to baptize me, y'all. That's how much pain I was. He literally had to create in me a new heart and had to heal me from everything. A new heart, a new mind, and had to heal me from all the trauma and all the pain. And that's why I'm able to sit here and make this video and talk to you guys about everything I've been through, because God has healed me, God has delivered me, and now I have been set free, and I can talk to you guys about it, and I could teach you guys a couple things I learned and not cry. Because if it was a couple months ago, y'all, after the first sentence, I would have been crying. I would have been crying, because that's how much pain I was. So yeah, always put God first, because he's for you and he's not against you. God is for you. We are all his children. So if you're going through something, don't be afraid to reach out to Jesus. Don't be afraid to call out Jesus' name, because he's there for you. He's always watching. He's always listening. And another thing that God basically helped me with is, when I thought I was going through all these things alone and nobody was around me, when I was in that room crying, like all those time I was crying, God was watching and he was crying with me. That explains why that day when I was in that gym and I was breaking down in tears, that's because I was also feeling God's pain. I was feeling the pain that he was feeling for me. So y'all, God is for you. He's here. He sees all the things you're going through. So why not just confess to him? Just confront him about it so he can save you. Because he saved me and he can save you too. So this is the end of the video. I hope you guys like this video and learn a lot from it. And whoever is going through the same situation that I went through, I hope that you can learn a thing or two from this video. I hope that God can speak to you through me from this video, so you can decide to seek him and leave your past behind and just move by faith and just trust in him and do what he calls you to do. Because y'all, we're only here temporary on this earth. We're not here to stay. If God has called you, answer his call, because he's coming soon. And whatever you are doing that is taking you away from him, drop it. Answer his call and follow him. Follow Jesus, and he will deliver you to everything that you need him to deliver you from. And he will give you the authority and the power to trample on scorpions and serpents and over all the powers of the enemy. Anything the enemy do to you, it will not touch you. It will not injure you. So, y'all, I have so much testimonies. I've been through so much, and that's why God got me to do this YouTube channel, because he want me to share my testimonies out there to people. You know, like, I want to be able to help you guys. I want to be able to show you guys that you guys are not alone. Like, you guys have God, and you guys have witnesses as well who are going through these things, you know, out here. We are not alone. The body of Christ, we are not alone. Jesus is our leader, but we are not alone, because we also have each other down here. Not only do we have the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, but we also have each other. So we must love each other. We must help each other, and don't give up, because Jesus is coming soon, and we shall meet him up in the sky. We shall be with him, and all this will be over. So yeah, I got so much videos. Let me know what you guys trying to, you know, see me talk about, because I got a lot to talk about. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and yeah, and just tell me what you guys want, and I'm here. I'm all ears. And I'm sorry if this video is a little too long. I have a lot to say. I could even make a part 2. Oh yeah, let me tell you guys one more thing. So basically, during my fast, right? During my fast, while I was going through the abortion, there were flies all over my room, appearing all over my room, y'all. And I was killing the flies, and they would come back again. And I'm killing them, and they would come back. And I'm wondering to myself, why is there so much flies in my room? Like, there's no windows open. Like, I don't have no space for nothing to come in my room. It's just me with the AC on in the room. I don't have no food in the room left open, nothing like that, right? And then I realized, and then I talked to my stepmom about it, who is a fearful and a truthful, you know, servant of God. I talked to her about it after I told her what's been going on with me. I talked to her about it, and she was telling me that was the spirit of abortion. That was the spirit of abortion, like, manifesting in my room as flies. And I didn't know it at that time. I knew it was something supernatural, because there is no way flies just gonna keep appearing in your room out of thin air. When she told me that, I knew it was right, because I had opened the demonic door having an abortion. And that comes with the spirit, especially since I hadn't confront God about it. So God used that fast not only to help me decide or determine if that, not only to open my eyes to what the guy is doing behind closed doors, but he also used that fast to break off that spirit that was following me around, especially after the act that I just partaken. So y'all, now I am free from that spirit as well, because God has forgiven me. God has forgiven me, and He has allowed me to forgive myself, and I had fasted that spirit. I'm not perfect at all. Even though I went through all that and God has delivered me, there are certain days where I'm still having down moments. There are certain days where I feel like everybody out around me is out to get me, right? But by keeping Jesus first in my life, He's going to protect me and deliver me each and every time. He have shown me how faithful He is, and I know He can continue to be faithful with me. He have shown me the promises that He have in store for me, and I know I will live up to those promises. Follow Jesus.